show's called, the 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 show's called. Hey, welcome to another episode of Dying Laughing. I am one of your hosts. I'm O.
And I am Tim.
And in case you didn't know, I'm black.
And I am not.
But we make a great duo. So, man, look, it's been a minute.
It has been. It's
been a little bit. It's been a while.
Not because we haven't been thinking about all y'all.
No.
And working behind the scenes and trying to make this the best possible podcast that we can.
Yeah, we trying. We try to elevate our game and.
Clearly, we have now with video.
Yeah, because I mean, the first season you
had to guess which one of us was black and which one of us wasn't.
Right. The voice certainly doesn't.
Hard to tell.
Man, it
Very hard to tell.
doesn't give you any kind of
no clues
inkling.
at all.
But yeah, so we're back. A lot of stuff has been going on, and obviously we're still alive, which is a good thing.
Yep, still kicking.
But there's some really good things that have been going on, and man, our lives.
Yeah.
I think that what we want to do is just kind of keep that for later because we're going to talk about that in the show. So, man, listen, tell me something good, man. Uh-oh, I'm knocking stuff over.
Oh, man. Something good.
Yeah, tell me something good that's been going on.
Learned how to ride a motorcycle over the
Okay.
summertime.
Okay.
My daughter, Madeline, my son, Nick, had one, and he was moving to Georgia and didn't want to bring it, and Madeline said, well, I want to learn how to ride.
Right.
So I said, well, if you're going to learn how to ride, I'm going to learn how to ride. And we're going to make this a daddy-daughter thing.
Oh, that's dope.
Not a rebellious daddy thing, daughter thing. So yeah, we both learned how to ride. I got my license, and then I rescued a motorcycle from my next-door neighbor's garage and got that up and running, learned more about carburetors than I ever thought I would.
Okay.
Got that going, and then sold the bike that Nick had and bought a bigger one. So now I've got a nice old, it's an antique now.
Okay.
I ride, it says Antique MC, which I thought was kind of cool. Like it's Antique Motorcycle Club. But which is what I am, an antique motorcycle club.
Okay.
So that's good. What's up with you? Oh, what's good?
Well, I didn't learn how to ride a motorcycle, that's for sure. But
Yet.
What I did do is, man, I've done quite a few things. I went scuba diving.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I am legitimately surprised. This is real shock.
Yeah. I went scuba diving.
Where?
I know. I know it's not great to be, I'm not a water guy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to face some of my fears and that kind of thing. But yeah, I did some scuba diving. It was in an indoor pool.
Okay.
An indoor pool.
Less sharks there.
Less sharks. Better chance of survival if things go wrong.
Significantly.
You know what I mean? I'm only in 12 feet of water, not, 40 feet below sea level.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. I did that. And a ton of other stuff that we'll get into later on in the show.
So of all the fears you could have faced, why did you choose scuba diving?
Well, like I said, I'm not a water guy.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely have a fear. It's not the fear of they were just doing something very different.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Certainly, being underwater, it was a lot more complicated than I thought because we've been taught our whole lives to, once we're underwater, we hold our breath.
Right.
But that is not what you should do.
It's not going to help.
No, it's definitely not going to help. You're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
It could lead to be fatal. It could be fatal if you hold your breath underwater scuba diving. So that's the first hurdle of understanding that it's okay to breathe underwater.
Right.
And man, once you can get past that, it's a feeling that I really can't describe to you. So I did this around my birthday, and just trying something different. Wanted to bucket list stuff. Yeah. Even though that I am not on death's door. Right. But I am definitely skipping along the street.
Statistically, we're more likely to die sooner than others.
So I'm skipping across the street. But yeah, that's what I did. So scuba diving was something different, and that's kind of where I'm at, just trying really strange activities for myself. It'd be strange for me. Yeah. Maybe not for others.
Well, I've never scuba dived. I snorkeled when we used to go to Lake George for vacation. I go snorkeling,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that feeling of like breathing through the tube, like it's very weird
Yeah.
until you get it, and then like, oh,
Right,
okay,
right.
and then you can kind of relax and see what's going on, and then it's really cool. But
Yeah, that's the whole key, is to
Yeah.
relax. You know what I mean? Similar to dealing with any type of treatment you're getting with cancer. You
Yeah.
know, you got to kind of relax. I know it's hard. It's painful, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. Same kind of principle.
getting all tense ain't gonna make it any better.
Not even a little bit.
No, it'd
So-
probably make it worse.
So there's a lot of good stuff going on in the news.
Mhm.
A lot of new technology, new drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new things going on, and we wanted to talk about those things. So I'll start with you, Tim. Tell us something. I feel like that was like I feel like I'm interviewing. Hey, Tim, tell us something. No, yes. Tell us about what you've experienced so far in the journey
Yeah.
since we last been on, about some good stuff going on in the world of medicine.
Yeah, so I mean, for my health, it's been good. I was really worried, a couple weeks ago. I thought it was back. I was tired, and my side where Tammy the tumor used to live was hurting more than normal. I was getting a lot of weird like heartburn stuff. I just kind of freaked myself out, and I let myself get into this, incredible spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an appointment. I had my 6-month lease on life ready to be signed that week or so. So
Right.
I just kind of bottled it all up and held on to it until I got to see Dr. Amen.
Yeah, I normally call that get an extension. When I leave out of
Yeah.
the doctors, I just say, got a 6-month extension?
Yep.
See you next time.
Signed another 6-month lease.
Yeah.
So we got scans and blood work and everything looked great. So I'm just a little bitch. I guess that's what I've got. But I'm tired because I'm tired. So
But how many years has it been since the last
Right.
treatment? Once because we've been off the air for just a small bit,
A little while.
So once you tell our viewers
So the last
what's your
treatment,
disease,
so,
tell them what
yeah.
the disease you have or had
Right.
rather.
I had it. I had diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay,
DLBC.
mouthful.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to say, harder to cure. And went through 6 rounds of R-CHOP, didn't work, was in refractory disease, which is usually very bad news for blood cancer patients.
Yes, it is.
But I got CAR-T, was the treatment that I received, and for me it worked very well. Of course, your mileage may vary.
Right.
I'm not a
Right.
doctor,
Yeah.
talk to your professionals, but for me it was very good. And that was 4 years ago now.
Is it 4, man?
Yeah, 4 years. It was 2019 that I got my.
Seems like it's longer than that.
It was November of 2018 that I was said I was in complete remission. It was the end of 2018.
Got you. Okay. So I guess it has been 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
But the point is that it has been 4 years.
Yeah,
And like you said, the CAR-T thing is what you got.
right.
And as far as like technology goes, I know CAR-T, the FDA has approved it for other applications.
Yeah,
for
they've
other
approved it
diseases.
for other diseases. It still doesn't work on solid tumor cancers, but other blood diseases it's been working on. They're working on streamlining the process. It's not an easy thing to make. It's a very time-intensive, labor-intensive process to make a single dose of medicine.
Mhm.
So there's a huge logjam
Right.
in the process, right? You got to get this medicine. To get it, they got to extract a bunch of cells from you, and then you got to hang out for like a month while they do it. So there's a time frame there that not everybody makes it through.
Right.
So really working to a lot of the companies are opening more facilities, and I just read just recently they've started using kind of off the shelf T cells, off the shelf stuff. So it's not necessarily your blood. They can get donor blood.
Right. And
And
get
make
it
the
and make a
CAR-T.
batch already,
Yeah, and have kind of a batch ready to roll.
which is incredible.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
technology at its like highest level.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's kind of cool for cancer treatment. That this is getting to be more. It's a second line now, so you don't have to fail 2 other things before you can get it. Second line.
Right.
So that's recent too. So what about you? What did you have? What do you have?
I had the dreaded M&M without the peanuts. I have multiple myeloma.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Not the plain or the peanuts.
I was thinking it was like the brownie kind.
No.
Because they're good. Oh, man.
So I got multiple myeloma. I was diagnosed in 2017, the day after Christmas, and I started treatment 2018. Mm-hmm. So I consider myself, since diagnosis, it's been over 5 years.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, treatment-wise, in June, it'll be 5 years since my stem cell transplant.
Right.
So, like I said, I had multiple myeloma. Got a stem cell transplant. I never reached remission. And so I live today taking a daily dose of, it's that good old chemo cocktail.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where we're at. I do understand, like you said, the CAR T thing. I know that's huge for multiple myeloma patients.
Yeah, it's starting to be approved for you guys. I keep waiting for the day you call me and say, "Hey, Tim, guess what I'm getting?"
Right. So, just being very, just do my due diligence on that as far as homework and stand up on top of that. Like you said, the FDA did approve it for multiple myeloma patients, but every healthcare facility isn't qualified or hasn't met the necessary requirements to perform it.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is to having this disease and the information I was given is, unfortunately, you got to fail you had to relapse 4 times, fail 4 separate treatments before you can qualify in this particular facility. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's like in other facilities, right. But it seems like that's the going thing for myeloma. But yeah, the good news is that it was approved. So that's a
huge step in the right direction.
That's a huge step in the right direction. So super excited about that. But we got all kinds of other great stuff going on. I feel like I knocked over this thing. You got to excuse me. This is a little strange. We so used to being on just audio.
Right, yeah.
And
I've got a face made for radio. This is new.
So we used to having, no cameras on and that type of thing. So we're getting we're trying to get used to these apparatuses around us and so forth and so on. But we want to start off or tell you what today's topic, the show is. And today's topic is...
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. So, what does that mean?
So, for me, every time I meet someone that has just gotten cancer...
Welcome to the club.
That's the first thing I say. I don't sing it. I say, welcome to the club.
Right.
Nobody wants to be here.
Nobody wants to be here.
But everybody that is here fights as hard as they can to stay in it as long as possible.
That is true.
Right? It's a weird dynamic in this club. And you will meet some of the most amazing people, some of the most incredible stories are in this club that you never would have met otherwise. So trying to find a silver lining. Like the bad news is, well, you've got cancer. Mm-hmm. But you're now part of an elite group of human beings.
Yes. We have superpowers.
Yes, and...
We have the ability to repel weirdos and people who are taking our time and suffocating it with bad energy. We have the ability now to not be very defensive against germs and stuff. We're more susceptible. That's a skill, man.
Yeah,
that's a skill to navigate through that.
And we made it through a whole pandemic.
We made it through a pandemic.
I never even got the COVID.
That was lovely.
I feel like COVID doesn't want me.
I got it after 2 years, and I got it after. But the beautiful thing is, and I don't want to make light of it. It was the watered down version of it in comparison to when it first came out. Right. Don't know how things would have went had I got that.
Yeah, got it the 2020 version.
Yeah, exactly. The AB version.
Yeah.
The higher up in the alphabet version, but. With that being said, part of being in this club, depending on what you want to do with it, mm-hmm. you can do some really amazing things. Our disease is, we're so much bigger than the disease that we have.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think being in it, if you've been in it for a while, you start to feel, at least I did, and I think you did too, which is why we're here, and start to feel a sense of obligation to kind of, we've
Yeah.
been through the hazing part. We're on the varsity team at this point, and so it's our job now to mentor, and to help and to bring other people along and to, to be there for other people in as many ways as we can. And what that looks like is different for everybody. For you and I, we have two really cool opportunities to be very helpful.
Yep. And to piggyback what you said is, we got to go from, sometimes you have to go from patient to practitioner. You got all the caregiving and from the different the different aspects of whether it's family, friends, the hospital team, your medical team, and everything else. And at some point, you get all this great experience, even though it's an ugly situation. You get this great experience, and
you kind of level up.
Yeah, you kind of get to a point where you're here. I think you level off, and then it's a point where you just have it, and you've learned all these great nuggets on how to cope with this, and maybe that you're being selfish, but you should share that now. You were ministered to, and people took care of you and got you up to back to a position where you're standing upright, you're feeling better, blah blah blah, and now you get an opportunity to give back, and that's
to
something.
Pay it forward and to make the world a little bit better every day than when I found it.
Right.
And
so we got heavily involved in some things straight from how we met. We met at a support group.
Yeah.
And the LLS was there, and that relationship with Tim and myself and the LLS together, because we did some stuff together.
Yeah, we've done some before with them too, and
then separately we have done some stuff. So I will turn the floor over to you, my good sir, and you can share with us what you've been doing.
Sure.
And how you're going to give back.
Sure. So, Chelsea from the LLS here in Pennsylvania, she called me, the end of or the middle of last year, and asked if I wanted to be involved with stuff. I was like, you know what, I just, I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that we'll talk about in another episode that was very time consuming. Selling a lot of houses. It just, it's very busy. And I said, look, I don't feel like I can give it justice.
Right.
I don't want to say yes to something, and then not be able to do it well. And that's one of the things I think we learned from being sick too, is to meter out what we say yes to and what we say no to.
Right.
What things are really important, what things aren't. And so she called me a couple months later, and I think in December, and said, look, I know you said you didn't think you'd do a whole lot, but you were nominated to be one of the visionaries of the year in Central Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's dope.
That is dope. And I thought, oh wow, that's a different thing. Like I would love to help out.
Right.
That's something that, that can have a big impact. It's only 10 weeks, so it's 2 months. It's not a terrible time frame.
So for our viewers that don't know, so Visionary Person of the Year, Visionary of the Year, it used to be a award or honor that was called Man and Woman of the Year, but in today's times, trying to be a little bit more inclusive and
more woke. Is that what the kids say these days?
More woke, yeah.
They're woke.
I guess
they are woke.
Just to be more in line with, I guess, politically correct way of saying it. Yeah. It makes it simple by calling it visionary, because now that encompasses a woman, a man, a child, because there's been some fantastic things done by our youth that have, got this same award or been honored with it.
So last year, the team rose almost $500,000 in 10 weeks, and we're trying to beat that goal again this year. So I was thinking, well, what can I do? And it just so happened that I was going to be in California on March 20th until the 23rd, which is for another thing with another company I'm working with. And this thing starts on the 23rd. Now, before I was nominated, I soft sold the idea to my wife. How about I fly out there and then I ride my motorcycle home?
Right.
And it wasn't an overwhelmingly positive response.
I'm sure it wasn't.
It wasn't a hard no.
Right.
But it wasn't the overwhelming support that I was hoping for.
Right.
But when Chelsea said, this is when it starts, like, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm going to make this motorcycle ride a fundraiser. Right? I'm going to ride across the country. I'm going to stop in different places, and I'm going to raise money. And our goal is to find 500 people to give me $100 as I'm riding across the country. So I'm starting in Santa Monica on a beautiful BMW motorcycle that
And what's that? And what's the date? The date.
So the actual start date of the fundraiser is the 23rd.
Okay.
And then my ride starts on the 24th.
Okay.
So, it looks like we're working with a great company called Go Fast, Don't Die, who's going to help out with getting a bike and some other stuff. And, starting in Santa Monica, California, about as far west as you can go.
Right.
Riding to Flagstaff, meeting my son Colby, and he and I are going to ride it through the Grand Canyon the next day. And then from Flagstaff, I'm riding to Santa Fe.
And you're doing this all on a motorcycle?
All on a motorcycle.
Okay.
All on a motorcycle.
All right.
From Santa Fe to Dallas, that's going to be a long, boring day. So audiobooks, albums, something, recommendations, please. I'll take them. From Dallas to Covington, New Orleans, which is on the north side of the lake from New Orleans, or Covington, Louisiana. So north of Lake Pontchartrain, and New Orleans on the southern side and Covington on the northern side. So Covington. From Covington to Atlanta. Atlanta to Charlottesville, Virginia, I believe it is, and then take Skyline Drive most of the way through Virginia,
Okay.
and then get home from there.
Sounds like a nice, smooth trip. How long is that supposed to take you?
I'm planning on about 8 days.
Okay, so pretty much a week.
Yeah, about a week. Looking to do 400 or 500 miles a day, and I have a rest day cooked in Louisiana.
Wow,
so I'm going to stop there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way I could. I mean, listen. First of all, I can't ride a motorcycle.
Right. Neither could I until March.
Now you went from one extreme. You went from learning how to ride to now performing some kind of, I guess, what do you call that? Ultimate soldier or ultimate warrior,
some type of
cross-running
ridiculous thing.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But very, very good fundraising. You got my support. One of the things we intend to do is we intend to do some live episodes while you're out there. So that's going to be, like real dope.
Yeah, we're going to have Dying Laughing at the Grand Canyon.
Right.
How cool is that going to be?
That's
dying laughing in the middle of Texas.
Right.
The
only dying laughing part I don't want is dying laughing at the in the restroom,
right, or
doing
dying
number
laughing
two,
in a ditch on the side of the
or
road.
dying laughing, dying.
Actually,
you know
dying.
what I mean? Or in a ditch.
Don't put that out there.
No, we're good. You're good. Everything's gonna go great. Let me write that down. Everything's gonna go great. So you got this trip.
Yeah. So we're gonna stop at every place, and LLS is helping to set up different events and doing pop-up things and Facebook Live and all the socials, all that stuff, and hoping to get local media to follow along and meet us as well. And in every place we stop, we're hoping to raise us a couple $1,000. We really want to get $50,000 by the time I get home. That's the goal.
That's an ambitious goal. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know if I have enough friends that can get me 50,000. I mean, I'm not trying to go and say anything about what they got in their pocket, but I'm like, man, $50,000 going across country to strangers, seems a little bit ambitious.
It does.
So I'm glad you. I'm glad you're doing your thing, but it definitely seems ambitious. So
what about you? Oh, you also had an interesting conversation with the LLS recently.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, so yes. So the whole Visionary of the Year award, that is something that I got a phone call from my home state, and they asked me would I consider being Visionary Person of the Year, be nominated as Visionary of the Year.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about all that. You know what I mean? Because I got all this other stuff going on. But I started thinking about the importance of giving back and how it would be for me very heartfelt if I could get that accomplished, if I could go back and to my hometown and do something there to raise money.
Yeah.
So I had this idea during the pandemic. I wasn't really able to execute it, so I brought the idea up again. So the idea is to put on some type of summit.
Okay.
Or fair, but I would call it a summit. I think that probably, I don't know, maybe call it I don't know, health, holistics, and hip hop.
Sure.
Yeah. Ideally, the plan is it's in its embryonic stage. So the plan is to get a artist to perform and kind of have a summit where there'll be people who have booths, passing out information and speaking about blood cancer, but especially how it, my particular cancer affects the African American community 2 to 1.
Yeah.
And compared to my white counterpart. No, but I'm just saying. But it does affect 2 to 1. But just kind of an overall community feel good thing where you get some good music, good information, have some food,
Oh yeah.
good food.
Food trucks for sure.
Yeah, good food. And just kind of bring the community together. And I'm trying to put that together. I'm trying to reach out to some of the people I know that hopefully we can, if they got the time, we can network and put this all together.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to happen. And, I try to do everything big. So that's just kind of heads up to those out there in Delaware that know me. That's something I plan on coming and doing. It starts around the same time, around March,
23rd, I think, is when it
23rd.
kicks off, and then we're done on June 2nd.
Yeah, so the 23rd is when the fundraising starts in this visionary of the year. But I'm shooting for middle of May, to put this event on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reach out to some of like I said, some of the people I know. I'm going to, I don't even know what you call it. I guess I'm going to say, hey, man, this is what we're doing, and see if they with it. So that's what I'm excited about that. But even more importantly, there's another thing that's going on that'll be happening very soon. My relationship with the LLS has grown over time. And with that growth, it's allowed me to partner with some media outlets. This one in particular, I wound up partnering with a major pharmaceutical company, which is which is Pfizer. And
we don't have to beep that out.
So I partnered with Pfizer to put out something really, I hope, what I believe it would be impactful, especially not only to blood cancer patients, but especially to African Americans who suffer from multiple myeloma. That is what this campaign is geared around. The campaign is called Multiple Myeloma Told True. And essentially it's a short, essentially the piece that I played to this puzzle is filmed a short piece on 3 individuals, regular people like myself. They chose 3 individuals and to film and tell their story organically from them. And to also show people that we are so much bigger than multiple myeloma. And so the whole campaign was pairing us with an artist, and that artist didn't know anything about myself, and I didn't know anything about the artist. They put it together, filmed everything, put us in a group setting, put together a little documentary type piece, and then the artist listened to the story, created a piece of work of art based on whatever that was. It wound up being really, really a heck of an experience. Very happy to be partnered with Pfizer and continue to partner with them on some even bigger scales. I'm on their steering committee to do some other huge, impactful things in the African American community when it comes to multiple myeloma in general and blood cancers in general. Awesome. So, so that's coming out.
Yeah.
That drops March 3rd.
Okay, that's soon.
Yeah.
That's soon. I can't wait to see the whole thing.
Yeah, so it comes out March 3rd. And we'll give out the information and everything. We'll make sure that it's in this episode because by the time you see this episode,
it'll probably be close.
Probably closer to.
Yeah, we'll put that out. We'll put both of the links for our individual fundraisers.
Yes.
In there too. I just had a horrible thought.
What's that?
You're going to be at a different black tie event that I'm going to be at, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, man. We're going to have to do it separate this year. We're going to do it separate.
I'm still going to wear the same suit that I wore the last 3 times.
That's up to you. I think I'm going to wear a different suit.
Carrie pointed it out last time. That's the same suit. Dude, that's the
yes,
same suit. Same tie, everything.
Same thing. Yeah, she's very, very, very perceptive.
She is. She is.
She's helped put this together. Mm-hmm. Carrie is me lady.
I'm sure she loves it when you call her that. I thought I was the white guy.
Yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there. But anyway, the point being is so I'm super excited, man.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. I can't wait.
So all the information, we're gonna have all that for you, all that good stuff. I keep trying to say, I don't see the dot on that camera. I keep saying, is the camera over here?
Right, I'm trying to spike the phone over there. Like, I'm breaking the fourth wall, man. It ain't there.
But we're super excited about the things that we have been doing over the past few years, and obviously, the pandemic had everybody down. But we're super excited about the partnerships and the services that we've been doing behind the scenes. We wanted to share it with you viewers first, and let you know what we've been up to. And we didn't just say, "Hey, the hell with the podcast." We were kind of trying to do all these things and been super busy doing other stuff.
And I think it's a question of is it better to go fast or go in the right direction?
I think it's better to go in.
I was driving my son Sean out to my parents' house, and I got on the turnpike and I went about 40 miles, and I looked up like, oh shit, this isn't the road I need to be on at all. Like I was going fast. right. I was going fast, but in the wrong direction.
No, I can't argue with that.
We're trying not to get smashy. Like let's go baby steps forward and do it right. And
take your time.
Like, that's where our logo. One of the big things that came out of this is our logo. What I'm trying to figure out is which one of those guys is me and which one is O.
I think it's the guy. I think I'm the guy in the blue because he's kind of tilted to the side a little bit, got a little bit more swag, and he got scoliosis like me.
That's
so I'm
true.
A little
That spine is all janky. My spine is not that janky.
No, it's not that janky. You ain't that loose. See, you're not that loose.
Not, no.
But we had just rebrand, everything we were trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to work on the ends in between my statements. But we just wanted to take the time to share with you guys that we're back, better than ever. We will be doing video / audio podcasting moving forward.
New look, same faces.
New look, same faces. So we want to close the show with, I would like to call this piece our dying testament. No. Our
last words.
Last words.
Last words. Famous last words.
So this is our famous last words to this particular show. I'll let you start off because you're great with that. I like to piggyback with your.
Yeah, the thing that kept running around in my head as we were talking here today is that this disease doesn't define us. It might set us on a trajectory, right? But this disease, and not any other good thing or bad thing that happens to you, doesn't define you. What defines you is how you react to it, right? Mm-hmm. What do I do with this information? What do I do with this situation?
Right.
I am not just a cancer survivor. That's part of my story. And I've chosen to react in a certain way to that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not defined by whatever it is that I've got. So every day, take that day and make it as good as you possibly can. That's what I'm taking away from this today. Is like, we have a lot of big stuff going on, but really it's the everyday stuff that,
right.
The little things, like how can I make this world a little better than what it was when I woke up?
Right.
And move that way and see what happens and choose how you react to the things that go on.
Oh, man. Oh, God, that was nice. Yeah. I don't know how you follow that. I definitely agree with you. Um, I think for me, my last words would be for today is understanding the importance of having peace and being at peace with things.
Yeah.
I think for you to move forward in whatever you're dealing with, it doesn't have to be cancer, because life comes with all kinds of different things. You can apply this principle. You have to be all right with some things. You got to be all right with some things and make peace with them so that you can grow from it. So it's more or less things that you can't control. You can't control. You can't control the cure.
Right.
You can't control. Is this treatment? Can we speed it up? Can we speed this treatment process up? The paperwork we talked about. The insurance companies that don't pay for your stuff, and because it's got to go through all these formalities.
Got to jump through the hoops.
You got to jump through the hoops, and I'm really trying to get in tune with peace, and just being at peace with myself, so that I can do the things that really matter.
Yeah.
And not focus and be all stressed out. Because when there's a scripture to be that says be what does it say? Be slow to speak and quick. Be quick. What is it? Slow to speak and quick to anger? No, that's not.
No, that's not it. No.
It's
And Jesus wept.
No,
that's not it either. What am I, my brother's keeper? No, that's probably not it either. You're looking for something in Proverbs, I think.
It's a proverb, right? But I know that I got the whole thing completely messed up. But it's about being slow to anger, and not getting off your square because nothing good can come in. And that's where I feel like I'm at in life right now. I'm just really at peace where my life's going. I can't control whether they're going to approve CAR T for multiple. I can't control whether the 17 rounds of chemo is going to fix things. What I can control is the things I can control, which is my attitude, how I look at things. I think your mental mindset, or your mindset towards this, it's just as important as any medication that you take.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, that you have that peace, that inner peace, so that you can get there.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you don't have control over a whole lot.
You don't.
Like, you really don't.
You only have a control.
But if you try to fight it and hang on to it, it's like trying to hold on to running water. Like,
yeah. I mean,
it affects you, but you can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it. So why waste so much energy on that when it takes every ounce of energy for you to just get through this?
You spend so much time trying to control things you can't control. You miss the things that you should be doing anyway. So, man, that would be what that's what I got out of this. Like you said, we got a lot of great stuff going on, but the everyday challenges that we face are still real. I still got crazy side effects. But man, I'm trying to find joy in everything. Yeah.
At
least find something funny. There's always something funny.
Always laugh. So, like, with that being said, we want to thank you for tuning in to our first episode that is videoed.
Is it a vodcast? Is that what that's called?
Is this what this is? A vodcast? Man, I am so out of tune.
No, my
I'm
daughter
out of touch with
loves
the slang.
to teach me all the slangs.
Oh, man.
So she taught me bussin'. Respectfully.
Okay.
All caps, which I mess up.
All caps.
She told me that this song smacks.
Capping?
Or is it slaps?
It slaps.
Well, I say it wrong on purpose, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you a vernacular wiki, urban vernacular wiki.
Oh, that would be bussin'.
And I'm
bussin' with the caps on. Caps lock.
My eldest son, when I talk to him, he has a lot of slang in his conversation. So that's where I learn it from.
I think my kids tell it to me purposely 2 years late, so that can't be too embarrassing. But that's where I like to sit. That's my sweet spot, right? I want to get into something after it's cool, but before it's retro. Yeah, that's the pre-retro phase. That's where I live.
Well, with that being said, we want to give a final shout out to I don't know if it's a final shout out, but we'd like to thank the LLS.
Yeah, for sure.
Pfizer. What's the company?
Go Fast, Don't Die. Check them out on all the socials and stuff.
Go Fast, Don't Die. We will have all that information, obviously, in the comments below. And we also will have the information at the bottom of the screen. So with that being said, what do you want to do with this, man? We want to get on out of here.
Let's get on out of here.
Well, we got to go take some medication. And we want to say to you, stay laughing and be safe, my friend.
Yeah. More laughing, less dying.
More laughing.
The show's gone. 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 The show's gone.